Hello, GSA community. Welcome to the first race of the day for the stream. It is going to be a Celeste any percent race. This one between Psyched SR and Msushi100. I'm sure we got a bunch of fans in the chat. I already saw some Msushi emotes being popped out. So definitely got some fans on hopefully both sides as well. So yeah, I do have the stats page open for myself to view things. I am one of the contributors to it, so I trust it very much so. And these two players are very close in the rankings right now. They are just next to each other, so this is a very important. Place 6 and 7 on. Okay, so yeah, there's some good times going on. The countdown is starting, and we should be good. I'll also link that stat page because there's a good stat page. I promise, probably. Yeah. So yeah, just starting off prologue, we're also gonna get a bit of a pause to sync up the in-game timers for a little bit. They will get desynced again. That's just how this game works, but won't be a huge deal. Won't be by much, and I'll be able to guide you through it. Yep, as you can see below the game feeds, it says Psyched SR and Msushi. So yeah, we are back to being synced on in-game timers, so we are good to go, and we have started off prologue and are, just like that, just about finished with prologue. And we're finished with prologue. Thanks, guys. Good job. Okay, on to chapter 1. So this is going to be, just standard level. As I say that, Psych dies on the first screen. Pay no attention to that. It happens. But it'll definitely, we'll definitely try to bounce back from that and just, move on and doing stuff. So yeah, Psych's just having a little bit of trouble here getting, it seems like he might have not warmed up enough. But, that's fine. This will be the warm-up run, I guess. Or at least for a little bit. I'm sure once we're out of this chapter, this will essentially count as a good warm-up, and he'll just go through the rest of the chapters fairly smoothly. But this definitely will set him back a little bit, and so hoping that Psych is able to bounce back and do what he needs to do to potentially close the gap that he has now developed between himself and Msushi. So we got Msushi finishing with a 105 chapter 1. And that was about a 109 for Psyched. And a really mad map navigation. He's annoyed, but it's fine. Yeah, starting 139 to 144. Yeah, so about a 5-second difference coming into chapter 2. These first two chapters are pretty straightforward, so there's not going to be too much to talk about right now. I mean, it is other than just minor screw-ups that can happen. Just going to be some talk, and they go by pretty quickly too. The chapters, I mean. So yeah, it's like definitely having some much better gameplay in this second chapter. Certainly took the first chapter to heart and is focusing much better at this point, I would assume. Msushi is now on the last battle line chase sequence screen, and we'll be moving on very shortly to the last parts of this chapter, as Psych is just about just behind him. This being a longer screen, it makes sense that they would end up being in the same screen at the same time, just different sections. Msushi having pretty good movement in the awake sequence right now. This is a sequence with no real obstacles in your way, just a bunch of walls and corners and some springs that you don't want to land on, but Psych just landed on one, so that's a bit annoying for himself. 143 chapter 2 time, I believe that's what that said, which is very good. It's a solid time. Okay, so yeah, moving on to chapter 3. Msushi hasn't really given any really room for Psych to catch up. Psych's been playing very well since chapter 1. I mean, not much has happened yet, so it's still possible that, you know, things can go Psych's way. But it's definitely a point where right now Msushi is playing very well and is not really giving any real opportunities up right now. Just making our way through the intro sequence of the Celestial Resort. You know, just the whole area preceding the big mess section, where you have to go through 2 sections with 2 keys. Actually, just a bunch of sections with keys. And now we're in big mess. And the screen is really difficult to navigate correctly. Things can go wrong, although Msushi is definitely doing a very good job of navigating it. That was textbook. That was absolutely textbook. There was maybe like one mistake, but he bounced back and like didn't even care that it happened. Although psyched, that was a pretty good first half of it. Yeah, the second half is actually really hard to get that reversed hyper there. Yeah, it's a lot to do. But we are through the first part of Big Mess, and now we are going to be moving on to the second and third, and then off to Elevator Shaft. It's like just, you know, barely behind. I'd still say about maintaining a good 5 to 10 second gap right now. So it's just staying the same right now, but it's gap that is closable. Okay, Msushi has gotten out of all the Big Mess subsections, and we'll be just heading over to the elevator shaft section, which starts on the next screen. Oh, meanwhile, Psych got a bit tripped up there, actually missed the cycle, had to take it kind of slowly on that screen, unfortunately. Coming up on the demo dash very shortly, we got about 2 screens until it happens, so I'll just say quickly, it's gonna happen. This is definitely a trick that could cause a split. You know, we're trying to go through a wall using a pixel perfect trick. It can cause some problems sometimes. But Msushi had no problems. He got on the first try. Let's hope that Psyched is able to follow suit. Looking good. Good job. Gets it all the first try as well. Get the corner boost on the next screen as well, but then dies. I'll stop watching him for a second. Well, as we'll watch Msushi for a little bit. Going through the Ashura section. You know, this is the back end of Chapter 3. We're going to be out of here. Msushi having a bit of a weird cycle right now on this final screen. Something he's not used to, kind of just improvising it, but very good adapting there and able to get through it pretty well. We're at 7:49 at the end of Chapter 3. And so it does appear that Psyched actually has had an increased, the gap has increased between the two players, certainly. By about 10 seconds, it looks like. Yeah, so it is now a 15... No, wait, sorry. I can do math. 20-second distance between the two players, which is not the best. You know, it's not desirable, but it's certainly, yet again, nothing that's, like, nothing that can't be closed. Msushi's been playing very well. Chapter 4 is not necessarily the one that it's going to happen in. It's going to be Chapter 5 if it happens. I don't really see it happening in Chapter 4. It's just such a short chapter for one, and because of that, also just a very clean chapter. So it's while there are a lot of tricks in this chapter, it's just like so like embedded in runners' minds that it's just like not necessary. Like it won't cause many problems. Msushi getting that ultra. Well done there. But I'm not counting it out. It still could happen, of course. Just not likely. Msushi having to take a bit of an alternate route on that screen there, as Psyched is able to get the ultra. Well done. Oh wow, I'm just wrong. That actually isn't an alternate strategy. That is the faster strategy, which is not what I'm used to. So yeah, moving on from here onto the cliff face section of Chapter 4 for Msushi. It's a really strong wind section where basically you just gotta dash the whole time because your dashes don't get negated by the wind. That's a cool route. That's not a cool route. Dying to a snowball. But yeah, Msushi playing very solidly right now. Oh, and taking a death from Psyched over here. But as Msushi is finishing out the chapter, this looks to be about a 244, 246. That's very good. And yeah, 10:07 in-game timer, the end of Chapter 4, file timer. It's like having a bit of trouble with the snowballs here. This is not looking good. He is on a cycle that he is not used to, and he's just trying to figure it out. Okay. Msushi is going through, and yeah, now Psyched is just struggling. Pray for Psyched. Able to get out of there. Is that a... What time did that say? I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure this is like a 330, which is... Yeah, he's just like, I don't know what to feel. Like, end of first chapter, he was shaking the math, but this time he's just like... speechless. I missed Msushi's yeet. That's a mistake of mine, but it's fine. He's actually doing very well right now. I don't even know if he landed it or not. I'm sure chat will let me know. That looked to be about a 110 finish. I yet again looked away from the timer for like a second and it was gone. So. It's like moving on to yeet. Let's hope that something works out for him today. That looks very good. He got it. He got the yeet. Well done. Yeet! And Msushi getting Bub's drop on the first try. Nice. And just moving through chapter the 5B. As Psych is navigating himself over towards the cassette. Oh, cool. They both got yeet. Nice. Nice. Double yeet. Okay, Psych also going to be coming up on Bub's drop very shortly, as Msushi is in the mirror. The second half of 5B. Let's see. Hoping that Psych can continue this sequence of bouncing back and get the tricks that he needs to do. Yes! Good for Psyched. Proud of you. Oh, Msushi having a bit of a weird cycle there, just not being able to go through that room correctly. And yet again, missing the crystals. Yeah, this screen is causing some trouble for Msushi right now. There you go, got it correctly that time. Yep, and this screen is a lot of fun of just throwing Theo around like a sack of potatoes and just getting the different areas that you need. Secret Gauntlet Room, having a bit of trouble for Msushi right now. He's actually playing it a bit safely there. While Psych is just moving through the beginning of the mirror sequence here. Okay, 14:41 on the file timer at the end of 5B. It's like definitely still behind here, but it's not by much. Not by as much as it was before, I don't think. It might still be a lot. I mean... Oh, and as I say that, he tried to save that. It was very close to being saved. He just didn't quite have it. Oh, and dying on the Secret Gauntlet Room. Sushi coming up on Lake Skip, gets it on the first try. Easy. And yeah, Psych having a bit of weird momentum entering that room, so wasn't able to do the cycle skip there. Had to do the death cycle. Still shaking his screen at the end of chapter 5. Still not happy. And for good reason. We're at about a minute gap now. Yep, still not unwinnable, but definitely a point where Psyched is just going to be, clearing his head and just focusing on what's next, and focusing on what next also means focusing on the next race more so. Not really caring too much about this run anymore. The sooner Psyched can just kind of just accept the fate currently that he's in, the sooner he'll start playing better. Which is an unfortunate situation, definitely, but it's definitely nothing that he can't. We all. We've all got our days, and this is unfortunately one for Psyched. But it's no big deal right now. We got, these players both have average times that are just within 30 seconds of each other. So it definitely can be done. Average finish times within this league right now. And, as they both have best times that are very close together. So it's not impossible for him to get a win. Just moving through the battle line fights now. In my mind, as exciting as this place can be, all the hey-yas and the great music that we got, it definitely is just so optimized at this point that it's a lot of just points of just watching. I can't really think of much to say during this moment. Just that's a nice feather skip. It's really cool. This screen is really fun to watch. But yet again, it's just this thing is fun to watch. This thing is fun to watch. It's not a lot of messing up. Just going through them. It's a lot of just going through the motions. Successfully getting the battle and boost. Getting the tricks that he needs to land, which is, very important. And it's also, here, just in this chapter in general, in this chapter, in this part of the chapter, the section, you definitely just want to zone out, do what you need to do, and move on. Because there are a lot of tricks in this sequence that, that you're doing to make each screen faster. We do have named tricks in this game, but a lot of this game is just doing each screen as optimized as possible. And right now, that's what we're focusing on, just doing the route that is the most optimal for each screen. She's very close to the end here, on the second to last battle line fight screen. And now in the last one. Reuniting with Battlein and getting, what time was that? That was a 5:40 something. That is very good there. I thought it was going to be lower, but not quite. Definitely showing a very good time out here from Msushi. This is looking to be a 29. It's like just moving through it, trying to do what he can to, you know, just keep the level head and just, you know, focus on the next race, like I said. So, you know, it's been this gap going on while we're just watching players going through the end of chapter 1000 for Msushi. End of section 1000 meters. Well, starting 1000 meters now for Msushi, and it's like just starting off the summit at 0. As I just get a little bit of frame loss here from my end. I don't know how bad or good the connection is right now. Okay, cool. My feed is stable again. Okay. So yeah. Just as this pause is going, of course. I mean, you know, why not? I got the moment. We're just watching players do their thing, do amazing things, and if you want to see these players do amazing things continuously, you can see it live. That thing called pace. Little thing called pace. So yeah, go follow the link if you want to. You know, go to pace, damn it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's in Laurel, Maryland. I'm gonna be there. Just live event, hanging out with a lot of people who have similar interests. What more can you ask for? Okay, Msushi having a bit of trouble here in the 1500 meter section. So that's a bit unfortunate here. Not going to be the best time as a result, but definitely a solid one. Just going to be like, you know, shaking his head at the end. He's going to be like, the rest of that run was really good until I hit 1500 meters in Summit, and it just all fell apart because that screen kind of fell apart. But he's definitely keeping his head forward and just gonna keep moving on. It's like now moving through there, 1500 meters. Well, Msushi is towards the end of 2000 meters. Getting the auto-scroller skip. Well done there. Okay, position and check in 2,500 meters. This, even though this has like a lot of like name tricks, yet again, it's not the hardest section in the summit. 1,500 meters is that section. We essentially are like, it's so scary that we don't even give it names. But threading the needle happens nonetheless, and so will door skip, probably. Yep. So she getting through it without a hitch, and is out of 2,500 meters. So with players exactly a section apart, of course, this isn't going to be any sort of amazingly close race right now, but it's definitely, Psych is definitely thinking about this one. Is definitely going to be pondering what went wrong and trying to keep his, well, not really actually, not even caring too much about what went wrong, just focusing on making everything go right for the next one. Because Psych is definitely capable of taking a win here, at least one. It is definitely possible for Psych. Like I said, they only have their average times right now from the 3 matches that they've gone through, so 9 races for both of them. The 9 races that they've done in this league show an average time. I'll go to the exact numbers just so you can hear them. Yeah, an average time of 29:58 for Msushi and 30:26 for Psych. So it's still very possible. They're still pretty close together to the point where if Msushi just has a bad enough run, it certainly can happen. If Psych has a good enough run, it certainly can happen. And it's also to the point where actually, it's good to admit and good to point out Msushi's best time is a lot closer to his average time here, from what I'm seeing on the standings, than Psych's is to his. So that also could be playing a factor right now. Msushi definitely having a lot more consistency in his runs, being able to get that best run pretty close to what his average is. Like they're meaning that like he's consistently getting good times like that. So, it just takes Psych to have a good day, which right now mean that Psych needs to clear this run out of his head and just move on and do what he can do. Because he can do this. He absolutely can. You can do this. Msushi going to be closing it out here, just on a hair away from a 28 XX. Going to be a 29. Let's take the guess and say 29:12. Damn it, so close. 29:13. Yep, saying it in check, getting 9 depths in that whole run, meaning 7 unintentional ones, which is pretty good. Not amazing, but it's still pretty good. Meanwhile, Psych is still finishing it out over at flag number 4 right now. And yeah, Msushi sharing his live split screenshot in the Discord chat that we're in right now. So yeah, but it's definitely, he's showing me, yeah. Summit was really annoying for him. He lost a good 20 seconds just in the first 2,500 meters, and then lost 7 more in the next, like, and lost 7 more in the countdown from 30 flags. So it's definitely like that's definitely a feels bad man for Msushi at the end there. But yeah, we're gonna be moving on. We got a 30:09 from Psyched. Not the best time, but it's also not the worst time he's gotten. It's still a very good one. And then, so Psyched just saying this run was trash except for Summit. So they're now just joking around of, okay, so let's just trade. You give me your not trash Summit, and I'll give you my not trash rest of the game, and then we'll both PB. Let's do it. Got it. It sounds like a good deal, So, we're just gonna take a quick break right here. I'm gonna take advantage of it too. Actually, I am gonna use the bathroom really quick. So, I don't know. Enjoy screens for like a bit. Sorry, really quick. And I am back, and it does seem like the countdown has happened on stream, on the Discord. So it should be starting shortly. Yeah, very true. We do hate to see it happen, but it does happen. But we are into prologue now, gonna block out what just happened for both sides. Bad Summit and bad other chapters for a second. Just block it out. Just move on, play. Have a good race. You can do this. Both players showing right now that they can do this as they are moving through with, just doing the motions of Chapter 1, which has a lot of tricks, and it's very dense with tricks, and, you just do them. Just a minute of nothing but trick after trick. Like, if I just spent all of Chapter 1 just saying what's happening right now on screens. Hyper into bunny hop, wave dash, wave dash, wave dash, wall bounce, corner boost, wall bounce, corner boost, hyper dash, wave dash, jump. Yeah, it's just a lot of tricks. If you're wondering about all those names, it's just names for inputs, just series of inputs. Basically, it's just dashing in special ways that allow you to move faster, vertically or horizontally, depending on what you want to do and what you can do. I won't go too in depth as to how to do them because it's not gonna matter too much. You know, unless you want to run the game, in which case go to speedruns. You know, go to speedrun leaderboards. There are plenty of resources for Celeste. It's a very popular game to run, and we're very open to new members, new runners. You know, not a cult. New runners, not new members. But anyway, we're getting a bit of a quiet chat right now. I want to see some, you know, I want to see some hype. I want to see people rooting for sides. I know we got the Msushi fans in the chat. We also have the Psyched fans in the chat. Come on, we gotta have both. We gotta have the people rooting for the players. These players are working hard right now, trying to get good times for you guys and for themselves. Yeah, we're certainly out of chapter. Like, look at this. We're much closer in the end of chapter 2. You know, Psych is playing a lot more smoothly, actually being able to go through properly. Msushi having a very good awake section yet again, just doing what he has to do. It's a very, you know, like it's the same every time, and it's not going to really throw too much out of you that is unexpected. So yeah, this is definitely turning into a better race than we're going to see today, than the first one. Yep, 324 for the file timer there, and Psych's going to be getting a 330, so yeah. There's a 5-second difference between these two players. It is definitely... Oh, Psyched, come on, do not fall apart. You can do this, I know you can. Come on. Yep, both got through Big Mess, or well, Psyched's moving through Big Mess right now. As it's gonna be, you know, just still pretty close. You know, gap has increased a little bit just from some messiness in this beginning part of chapter 3, but it's definitely, you know, still possible. Absolutely still possible. Still got a very hard parts of section 3 coming through, of chapter 3 coming through. Yeah, in the chat, someone pointing out that it is almost a 15-second difference, but We're fine. We're fine. This early, we're fine. Oh, so she's taking a death there. The long screen, but it was still at the beginning of the screen, so it's not going to be a hugely impactful death, but it's still death. And Msushi yet again getting that demo dash on the first try. Hopefully Psyched can also do that, get the back-to-back. Got set up and went through it very smoothly. Definitely took that second to breathe and just did it. Did the demo dash. That's all you need to do. Just land the inputs at the right time. This is moving through that last screen. That's gonna be a 423. Very good. So 749 exiting Summit. Exiting Celestial Resort. I don't know where I am. By Msushi. And Psych playing it a bit slowly right now, not kind of out of cycle. Yet again, gonna have to be adapting to what is happening. So yeah, 750 to 818. So that is almost a 30-second gap between the two players. Going into Chapter 4. But here's the thing. Going into Chapter 4, I'm looking at Msushi specifically, his page, and we got larger standard deviations at the end, which for all you people who don't know your statistics, that just means he's much less consistent at those other chapters. So, that latter half, the Temple A, Temple 5A, 5B, Chapter 6 and Chapter 7, definitely seem to be more inconsistent than the first half. So, that's definitely where the chances are gonna come right now for Psych. And Psych continuously going for strategies that he just ends up dying to, which has been unfortunate, but he's trying to do his best. He's trying to do tricks that he's not fully confident in so that he can do what he can to catch up, which is unfortunately in this case not paying off, but it definitely, definitely worth doing in this situation. Yeah, both players moving through. It's like having a very good ending part here of Chapter 4. So definitely bounced back. We got Msushi working through 5A. Doing pretty good so far. And Msushi coming on the yeet. Looking good, got the yeet. What is that gonna be? Is that a 111? 112? 112. Ooh. Psyched getting a bit too high of a hyper dash there and just having to go through at Student. And oh! Here we are! Here it is, folks, Msushi missing the Bubs drop. That is a 10-second time loss just now. That is very important for Psyched to potentially get back in this. Msushi able to land it the second time, as Psyched is now getting a 118, 117, Chapter 5A. So Psyched is looking to land this Bubs drop. It is definitely a thing that he needs to do. I mean, regardless of whether or not Msushi had gotten the first try, of course he's looking to land this Bubs drop, but it's definitely become a more important factor right now, as missing this would be throwing away this opportunity that he now has. Oh, and Psyched's not going to be able to get it either. So it is going to be going into the second attempt for Psych, as Msushi is just moving through. Going to be able to go through the rest of 5B right now in that latter half. Psych getting on the second try. So both players there getting Bubs drop on the second try. So it is just going to be an evened out trick there. I'm sorry for the curse. Psyched. I shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have put so much pressure on you. In the mental way that I just did. In my amazing ways of, just sending messages on stream of that you might be listening to, and I'm sorry. It happens. Oh wait, no, he'll hear it from like 30 seconds from now. So yeah, I'm not responsible for it, but it certainly feels like it. So I'm sorry. Msushi exiting at a 14:42. I'll be definitely able to compare and see what Psyched is going to be able to get here. Just starting the Theo section. So probably looking at just under a minute difference, probably somewhere in the 40-second range. missing the cycles and making me miss my predictions. If he went well without a death, that would have been a 40-second gap. It is now a 50-second gap. That is unfortunate. Okay, so moving through chapter 6. Making progress we need to do, just going through chapter 6, beginning of chapter 6, is also very optimized along with the end. I agree with FC that it's very much a chapter that's hard to commentate on, as it really is just landing the tricks correctly and doing what you're used to. Now, there's so much stuff happening that it really just becomes the point of making sure everyone's landing it, and most people do, as I am seeing here continuously from Msushi, and from Psyched as well on this chapter. But I know it's very, it's possible. Msushi actually has a very large standard deviation of his average, from his average finish times for this chapter. So in just the 9 races that we've had, for him. So it's just, just the 9 races that he has participated in this league for the season. So it's definitely like, possibilities are there that he will messed up a little bit. There was actually a death earlier while I was saying all of that, so Msushi definitely showing some uneasiness. Definitely, it's definitely not a mouse over Psych. I want to keep pointing that out. We're on that thing right now. I mean, I know it's up to a 1-minute gap, but that gap can definitely get closed a little, if not totally, at least by a little bit. Msushi moving through the battle line boost, going to be setting up for it right now. Looking good, looking successful, getting in the battle line boost. Psyched having just a little bit of trouble towards the end of Hollows, but it's nothing too significant, just moving through. Really just watching the whole battle line sequence is just very elegant. It's a lot of just knowing where the next thing is going to be. It's a lot more memorized than you think, because it seems pretty memorized, honestly, because you just look at it and you're like, oh, because you gotta, it's not about getting to the end of the screen in these sections. It's about hitting battle line and then opening the next screen and then moving towards it. So you gotta know where battle line is going to be next. What's the fastest way to get to the battle line in that next part of this same screen? Damn it. Dropping statistic knowledge on me. Sorry. I'm learning. I mean, that does make sense given what standard deviation is, but still, it's nothing to ignore. I'm just having fun watching this, as Msushi is going through the last battle line fight screen. No, both guys are not, but they are both very much doing well. So yeah, Msushi looking on pace to be getting another 29-minute finish, possible for a 28-minute finish, but you know, given Msushi's finishes 4 chapter 7s before, it's not gonna be the most likely thing, but it is definitely possible. Yeah, 27XX just happened last night. Not on this channel, on TGH's stream on his own time. So, congratulations to him. Let's focus on the race. You know, it is going to be continue to be a large gap between the two players. But, you know, but just focus on Msushi. Just focus on what to get a very good time here. He could potentially break his best time, being actually about a 29-minute exactly. It is possible, but unlikely. Possible. It's like just kind of sits on the chapter 6 end screen for a little while, just gonna be, you know, like taking a breath, just being like trying to think about how he can get a win here to at least get a point out of this. Some good dream hypers coming out of Msushi right now. Well done. Wait for it. Have we gotten all of them? Yes, we have. Well done. Gotten pretty much all of those dream hypers. I believe. I mean, I didn't watch all of them, so I'm not sure if he got all of them, but he did seem to get a very good percentage of those dream hypers. Good backup. Good backup from Psyched right there. And Msushi just getting out of there on the skin of his teeth. Just barely finding the opportunity to get underneath that cycle. He was a bit slow right there getting out of that screen, so it became very tough. Sorry to break it to you, I do want to say that, yeah, a PB is probably not in play. Msushi is at a 28.56 on the leaderboard, so it is possible, but typically not. I don't think. With the display is giving right now on Summit, and given his pace, it just doesn't seem likely. So, you know, I don't want to... You know, I definitely don't want to, like, take it out of the question, but I also don't want to get everyone's hopes up either. Msushi definitely due for one. I will say that much. But the PB like that and getting the races that he's had, like getting the finish times that he's had lately, he's definitely due for one. But you know, I don't want to give too high expectations. It's like definitely still moving through. Gonna be getting through 1,500 meters right now. Okay, again, the door skip on Msushi's side. It's like just moving through 20,000, 2,000 meters. I don't know what that number was that I said before that, but this one's 2,000, I promise. That's the number that we're on right now for Psyched. And Msushi's on. Gonna be on 3,000. Those are both. Oh, we just got one a couple days ago. You'll have to tell me what that was. Msushi's ahead by a good minute. Like, it's not gonna happen this time for Psych, or at least not in this race. But it definitely still could get a point. You know, we're gonna have the third race, it's gonna happen. This isn't best of 3, this is first of 2, and then we do the third race. Even if the first to do has already happened. Having a bit of trouble on that flag 13 actually. That looked a little bit messy, but it was able to get through. On flag 12 right now. It's got a few more flags until we're at the top. Oh, he PB'd by like a second? Okay, we're looking at potentially that pace as well right now. Not likely. But potentially. Yeah, that happens all the time in this game. Because we go off in-game timer. I'll assess it again in the beginning of race 3, but no, we're fine. So Msushi not able to get the PB. We'll be getting a 29:10. So not quite there, but still a very good showing from Msushi on that second race. Improving on his first race time. solid time! Yeah! I'm just seeing the reaction in chat. It's happening. Okay. But yeah, solid time, yeah! Okay, Psyched in 30 minutes right now. This is actually going to be a slightly worse time from Psyched here than that last race. It's a shame. It seemed to actually potentially be a pretty good time from Psyched, but it's not working out right now. So yeah, GG Msushi is going to be taking this win, going to be taking that extra point, but it is possible for Psyched to squeak through and take a point out of this match. Going to be getting a 30-27. That's all said and done for this race. Yeah, Msushi definitely acknowledging in the chat as well here in the Discord chat that we're in. He just keeps he just said I'm like on PBable paces. I just keep messing up in 5B and Summit. Lost 20 seconds minimum for 5B and 20 seconds minimum for Summit. I'm gonna be looking for another pause here. You know, gonna allow Psych to get a breather. To just just make sure he can get a level head and try to calm down and clear the races, clear the matches just out of his head and just do what he needs to do what he can do. It fell apart in chapter 3 again, this time for Psyched. Able to keep it going for that early game, but definitely Psyched gonna have to make sure that he can concentrate well and do it for the whole game, not just for the first 2 chapters. Yeah, a thing I want to point out is the best times here of not just these players, but of all the players in the league. All the players have the worst one being a 31:05, but we're talking about more than half this league having a sub 30 time in the races that we've had. In their 9 races that they've had, each of them having 9 races for Black Pair having a not mention that right now, but it doesn't matter. Just like in these players, definitely a case of possibility here. These players are stellar in their performances. They all are capable of sub 30 times. We got people who have proven it in this race, in this league. We have a total of 8 out of 12 players who have gotten sub 30 times in the times that we have been doing races so far in this league. And that is not including yesterday's races or today. So I actually am not sure. I don't quite remember right now if it happened or not in the previous ones and the ones that happened yesterday. So, it could be more than 8 right. All very good players, all capable of sub 30. The countdown has started. We have taken that 1 minute break. I filled as much as I could, as well as I could with that 1 minute break. And we are now into prologue, out of prologue, and into chapter. You know, let's do it. I feel like doing this. Quarter boost. Hyper dash. Corner boost. Wall dash cancels. Wall bounce. Hyper dash. Extended hyper dash. Corner boost. Wall bounce. Wall bounce. Wall bounce. Extended reverse hyper. Wall bounce. Wave dash. Wave dash. Hyper. Hyper. Corner boost. Wall bounce. Wall bounce into other wall bounce thing. Wave dash. Wall bounce. Wave dash. I'm watching Sex right now. But with Msushi, wave dash. Wall bounce. Hyper. Wall bounce. Wall bounce. Hyper. Wave dash. Spike jump. Neutral wall climbs into corner grab. And done. Like, it's a lot of tricks in a little bit of time. I felt like doing it, so I did it. A lot of hypers and wall bounces, but just doing them in the right spots. Now on to chapter 2. We're good. Both players doing very well here. Very smooth chapter 1s. Got the butter. Gonna be potentially trying to make some eggs and get that omelet ready. Sorry, I just did the stream. Okay. Players gonna be finding their way through chapter 2. Gonna be going through. Can't even tell. I actually no, they are tied right now. They're still tied, both players. So this is actually looking very good right now. I don't want to jinx it, but it is looking very good right now for both players. Keep in mind there is the timer desync of about 4 seconds between the two players right now, and so exiting that screen at 250, roughly. Yeah. Like we're very close. This is nothing. Gap is not there, really, even. Yeah, both entering awake section at the same exact time. Same exact file time. So, we've got our race right now. And yep, 324 file timer for Msushi, and 324 file timer for Psyched. We're going into chapter 3. This is exciting. Chapter 3. Come on. Don't mess up. You can do this. I've been saying you can do this a lot, but that is an overarching theme of this game, so let's go with it. Both players moving smoothly through, getting what they need to get. going through a big mess as well. Both players doing exceptional, keeping it calm, keeping it ready here. Msushi having as I said, Msushi actually missing a cycle there. Is that an opportunity for Psyched? We'll find out. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, it's an opportunity indeed, it was. It's hard to tell who's in the lead because we do have a timer desync, but it is definitely very close. Just a little cycle miss is causing potential for lead changes. Yeah, still within a second of each other. These players are out of their mind right now. They are in the zone. Msushi knowing he's been on PV pace the last 2 runs in a row. Definitely in that zone, definitely trying to focus. Psyched, knowing that he can do better than what he's been doing in the past 2 races, also focused, also doing what he can to get back in it and play at the top of his game. So both players really wanting it right now. This is still certainly, like, just because Msushi has this win doesn't mean Msushi isn't trying, and you can definitely see that here. He wants that PB. And, you know, it's also... Yeah, they actually are almost dead even. It's insane. Moving into Demo Dash. Could be a separator. We'll see what happens. Gonna be getting on the first try. Oh, but getting the corner boost and then dying on the next screen. That next screen after this Demo Dash is actually really annoying sometimes. Psyched having a little bit of trouble in the setup, but still able to get that Demo Dash first try. And is now on that other screen. Like I said, screen actually can cause a lot of troublesome players. And, you know, just moved through, was able to get through, did not die. So very important, as they are both in the Yashira section, very close together still. This is still really hard to call. I'm just gonna have to go by file times at the end of chapter 3, because right now there is so much going on, and making sure that the players can do what they can do to keep the pace that they have. Yes, very good times. We got Msushi getting a 7:52 file timer. And Psyched is ahead. We got 7:49 for Psyched. I believe that is the first, yes, that is going to be the first time today out of chapter 3 for Psyched to be ahead of Msushi. It is hype. If possible. I mean, I know it's a quick chapter, but we also have a very short sync. So, if possible, if restreamers listening right now, could we get a sync? Okay, cool. Oh, Msushi taking a death, but also Psyched is just following up, getting a similar one. So we are, you know, just come on. Very good hyper from Psyched there. And unfortunately, with us not taking the opportunity to sync the timers here in this chapter, we probably won't be getting a sync until chapter 6. I apologize for that, but definitely keep watch. I will, of course, be trying my best to tell you guys the differences that I am seeing in times. For example, it is going to be, let's see, a 9:55 entering the cliff face section. So that's something to keep in mind, as it does look like Psych has still maintained that lead just by a couple seconds, getting a 9:52. So still a 3-second lead for Psyched. But Msushi's still definitely having some very good strategies in this cliff face section. So it's going to stay very tight at the end of this chapter. Oh, yeah, Psyched having a little bit of spaghetti there on that screen. And he could have saved that. This is, oh, okay. We are probably back to tied at this point with that, thanks to that death. Yeah, it's going to be a 10:40 follow timer at the end of chapter 4 for Sushi. And nope, we got a pulling ahead for Msushi. That is a 10:45 for Psyched. So, yep, Msushi now ahead by about 5 seconds. But you know, we're seeing lead changes. This is exciting stuff. We got, as FCC says, potentials of the Cirque du Soleil's coming in. As Msushi is taking a death in 5A, actually. Now, this area, even though it's only a 1-minute area, roughly, 5A, it is still a very difficult area, and deaths do happen in this area. Have I said area enough? But Psych actually taking the same death, pretty much. Oh! Sushi's so close to getting that yeet. But we got Psyched getting the yeet. Tyrannosaurus Rex, thank you for the tier 2 subs. 7-month streak, well done, dude. I was so busy thanking the viewer for their continued support. I forgot to look at Msushi's timer for 5A, but it's fine. 1:15 for Psyched on that 5A. Bub's drop, very much gonna matter, as we are in a less than 10-second difference between the two players, and messing this up causes a 10-second time loss, at least. Oh, and Msushi having a bit of spaghetti on here, gonna have to do this a bit unnaturally, still able to get the Bub's drop. We turn to Psyched as the pressure is on him as well now. So, no, pray for Psyched. We're good. Psyched is good. But Msushi actually ended up taking death on the red bubble screen. This is actually a long screen here, and it's not good to be taking deaths on this screen. It can waste a lot of time, as you are seeing. It actually is turning into something that I believe, yeah, Psyched has the lead right now. Yep, players just moving through 5B right now. very close together. It doesn't seem like it, but they are really close together right now. Oh, and Psych actually ending up taking a death there, unfortunately. But Msushi just starting it out. Oh, Limb Cube! Thank you, Limb Cube, hosting us, giving us a 58 more viewers over here. We got a very tight race. You're coming into a very, very close race, and hopefully you can see just how close it is. You'll see at the end of the chapter just by the finish times and where the file timers are at the end of 5B here, just how close this really is, because this is turning into something that could be a very fun race to watch. Psych not having the best first two races, but is definitely trying to pull it back. Msushi on the verge of PBs, having two runs that were both on PB pace. We got a 14:42 for Msushi, and on Psych's side, it looks to be just about the same, getting a 14:43. Psych looking to get that point here in this match. Msushi looking to get that PB. And as I said, Msushi ending up missing Lake Skip on the first try there. And has to do it a second attempt. Players moving through the hollowed sequence. They are very close together. This is, players say, people say we don't have much to talk about in this chapter, but when you got a race this close, you got everything to talk about in this chapter. You have players potentially dying everywhere, potentially really can cause annoyance. And yes, we are gonna be getting the sync, so we will be seeing just how close these players are, especially entering battle line. And yep, here you see it. They are gonna be synced. And I'm not just talking about the timer, folks. We got the Cirque du Soleil, as FC would put it. We have it. Look how close this is. This is magic right now. We have the potential for so much to happen right now. Msushi on PB pace. Psych also on PB pace though, as they are both at the same pace currently, and Msushi has the better time than Psych on the boards. So it is both of them on PB pace. Psych also looking to get a win here. So showing a very good fight. Both of them coming up on the falls before the battle line boost, and just going into battle line boost now. Yeah, it is neck and neck. Both of them landing the battle line boost. Msushi's a little bit ahead right now. Both players playing out of their minds. It is an incredible pace coming out from them. I am just mesmerized. It is very close. This is potential for so much. Msushi only about a screen ahead right now. And at this point, very much less than that. After Battle Line Boost, there was a skip cutscene, so we do have both players actually once again at timer desync. We'll fix it at Summit. But right now, we just got it. We got what we got to do. Very close as we're going into the second half of the Battle Line fight. Msushi trying out the faster strats, getting a wave dash on that. I didn't even know that was possible. And then also a little bit of spaghetti coming out from Msushi at the end of that screen. We are getting so much closer. It is maintaining closeness. It's like also taking a little bit of mess up there. And here we are at the end of Chapter 6. Both players very close together. Msushi going to be getting a 2030 here, it seems. 2031, 2032, 2032 at the end of Chapter 6. While Psyched is going to be getting a 2037, 8, 9. Sorry, that cutscene's really struggling with me. Okay, so it is a 7-second gap here. Entering the Summit. Psyched is taking a breather right now. So that's going to desync the timers even more so. So it definitely will need us to resync. But it's fine. Msushi gonna be on PB pace here. Psyched, yep, just taking that breather. He's on very good pace for himself right now. Yes, both of these players. Wish him luck. Look how slowly and calmly Psyched is taking this. He is trying to be as composed as possible for what he is about to encounter. And we're gonna need another sync here from the restreamer possibly, as of course that breather did just happen for Psyched. For Psyched. Okay, got words from restreamers. It will happen. We will sync them again, being that Psych did take that rest, but it's still very close together. Msushi just moving through here at the end of 1,000 meters at 22:39, 40. and Psyched entering it, certainly possible to catch up to that. Or to be on pace for that, rather. And yes, there's the pause, ending 1,000 meters from Msushi. We're going to just be watching Psyched for a little bit here, as we are going to see just how close this gap really is. Okay, there it is, and yes, you can see these players both ending 1,000 meters at pretty much the same exact time. We got Msushi just a little bit ahead. Psyched is taking a couple deaths here on the beginning of 1,500 meters. This is a very difficult place to keep your cool. This is gonna be tight. Msushi taking a little bit of a slower route there on the end of 1,500 meters, giving Psyched that opportunity to get out there. Yes, look at this faster strategy. Not waiting on the cycles, getting through there, definitely closing the gap a little bit more as we are in 2,000 meters. Still playing completely crazy. This is loco. Like, we need another language to explain just how fiesta crazy this is right now. Oh, Psyched falling on the second auto-scroller in 2,000 meters. Msushi just gonna be going through. Gonna be finishing out 2,000 meters. Gonna be going to the last screen at 2,000 meters. As Psyched is just behind. Oh, and just dashing a bit early there. You do input a dash as soon as you enter that bubble so that it flies away as soon as you enter it. But if you do it beforehand, before you enter it, you just do a bad dash. Don't want that. So yeah, Msushi definitely having the lead right now, but both players doing very well, and also Msushi, yeah, both of them rather, on PB pace. So getting the key skip on Msushi's end on 2,500 meters. This is crazy. Msushi going to be entering 3,000 meters at 26:15. It's like taking a bit of a slower door skip here, but I am looking at Msushi right now, who is on a 28xx pace right now. He is really on PB pace. It is happening. Unfortunately, Psyched is doing some spaghetti at the end here. It's unfortunate. Showed up a very good fight. Msushi just pulling ahead, keeping the consistency going throughout all of Summit, and is just showing it right now in these last 30. I'm gonna have to look up. Hold on for a sec. I'm gonna have to look up what Sykes' PB is. It's honestly probably what is on the leaderboard is probably not true. I'll double check if it is, but I'll double about it. So yeah, AFK just for a second there, just to see it. It is a 29:17 on the leaderboards. That sounds just about right to be what is the case for Psych. So yeah, both of these players, crazy. I know Psych yet again. That 2,500 meters was not the best showing right there from Psych, but is so crazy right now. We are looking at a crazy race. I don't understand how these players are able to keep it going at this third race. It's insane. Yeah, it's going crazy well. Msushi flying through. Gonna be at flag number 6 at 28:10. Okay, yeah. Msushi, come on. Got this. On that flag 1 at 28:45. Come on, you got this. I know you have it in you. It's like dying a bit at flag 10, but that's not the focus right now, as Msushi is gonna get that 28:54. That's a PB. 1 second, yes, but nonetheless a PB. I mean, so Msushi is able to finish it out. There it is, that 28:54, getting 9. I actually can't see how many deaths that is there. But we also do have Psych here on incredible pace for himself as well, at flag number 4 at 29:20. So, you know, I would love to talk to Msushi, but like, come on, look at this. I can't not watch this right now. He is not going to be getting a PB right now, but unfortunately, but doing very well. Much better than his first one. Just had a lot of trouble on that 2,500 meters, unfortunately. So it is here. Going to be on flag 2, finishing it out. Looking for a potential low 30 minutes here. So that is unfortunately just doing what he got. Going to be getting that 30:05. Okay, so we got 30:04. So yeah, both players come in. I mean, yeah, there's Psych unmuting. Here's Msushi unmuting. Feelings, go unleash them.
Hello.
First of all, GG Sushi. And
Yeah,
also
yeah,
congrats
GG.
to the PB. Holy shit. Oh, PB by 2 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, a 2-second PB.
Yes.
I mean, going into this matchup, it was definitely like, I mean, I had the last couple of weeks have been rough for me in terms of like not only PB attempts, but like week 2 was Nero and week 3 was Flad. So I'm basically beating like I'm facing 2 out of 3 people that could have beaten me.
There's
and like going
Psych
into this
unmuting.
week against
Here's
like
Msushi unmuting.
this was one of the matches where I'm like, okay, I do have a bit of a better PB than Psyched, but I know like he's definitely a capable runner. So I do kind of have to wipe out a sweat after that one, but I definitely exceeded my expectations in the series.
Yeah. Your runs were really good. Like within 15 seconds of your PB, I believe. Like every run.
Yeah,
it was really good.
It went 29:13, 29:10, 28:54.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, every run this series, I was ahead going into Summit. This last run that actually PB'd was the one I was the least ahead by. And just every single run, including this run, I actually ended up losing over 20 seconds doing the 5B route. I'm still, of course, saving time over an optimal 5A route, but it's still a lot of time, and it's a bit bittersweet. But I just feel like I'm starting to open the floodgates, and I feel really confident going forward.
That's really good to hear. I definitely see it being that even with arriving behind pace in Summit, or like very close to on pace at Summit, you're still able to save 3 seconds. From what people were saying, you seem to be about 3 seconds ahead of your splits going into the 30 flags. Am I correct in that?
Wait, say that again. Sorry.
What pace were you at 3,000 meters? I think I heard in chat it might have been like 3 seconds ahead.
Yeah, I was only 3 seconds ahead going into 2.5K. Going out of 2.5K, I should say.
That's still really cool considering what pace you just said you were on entering Summit. So
Yeah, Summit in my former PB had an 818 individual level, which I mean, I'm sure Psych can testify, like, it's a really good time. So of course, like, I can always be green against that, but it doesn't really happen. But that's when I got an 820, which is still a very good individual level time. And when you're talking about the Summit, the longest level in the game, the hardest level in the game, I mean, basically the 20 minutes prefacing the Summit, it's just the tutorial levels, and then, those 8 minutes is all that really matters when you're gunning for a 28 time. And I'm sure Sights kind of figured that out, I saw.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was on PB pace as
yeah,
well,
you were
entering the door skip room, and then
I
I
definitely
just choked it away.
Right, I'm
It
sorry.
was so bad.
I definitely do not want to count you out here. You had a very good run going into Summit. You were pretty much neck and neck with Msushi. You were on the same exact pace up until I'd say about like 1,500 meters. So it was very close. It was very fun to watch, and it was just top game performance coming out from both of you. So good job, Psyched, there on there. You are also definitely due for a PV very soon.
Yeah, thanks.
Like, definitely watch that back. I feel like Psyched. I know you're disappointed from the ending there, but like, if you watch that and see just how close you were to Misuchi's run just then, I feel like that will definitely give you a confidence boost.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed, of course, but I was hoping I could take at least one win in this set. But Sushi was just playing out of his mind. He was so good this set. Like, there was no way I could take a win on that.
Yeah, your momentum was really good there, Masushi.
That was me, but for my matches the last 2 weeks, I was aiming to take some games, but just couldn't happen. So I really empathize with Psyched here. But I mean, maybe not the performance you wanted, but I definitely feel like 28's gonna get there sooner rather than later. So I'm really looking forward to it for you.
Absolutely, and I feel like we should be looking forward to the next raid that is going to be on here. So,
TGH versus Malay, more Celeste.
yes,
Wow.
TGH versus Malay, coming off of that 27xx time from last night. TGH coming in here. Malay also a very good runner. Malay at 7th place for the standings, as I put a bunch of apostrophes in there because that is my push to talk.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Malay's gonna get a 26 this race. I'm no analyst, but I've been studying, and I'm pretty sure that he's just a level up from T. But
Not apostrophes, those are tick marks. You know what I mean? Okay, so yeah, stick around for it. Hopefully we can find a commentator for it. I have to go to work in half an hour, so I can't do it. But it's gonna be a race that I am sorry I'm gonna be missing. So, stay tuned and get excited. Keep it going.